Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. Hawkeye Volleyball is brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Wellmark, you're listening to healthy coverage of the Iowa Hawkeyes from Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield, University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives, and by Homewood Suites and Home 2. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. Now live, this is Hawkeye Volleyball.
From Extreme Arena in Coralville, it's time for Iowa Hawkeye Volleyball. Live from the Iowa River Landing, it's the opening match of the Hawkeye Invitational for Iowa as the Hawkeyes welcome the Central Michigan Chippewas tonight. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast alongside color analyst Reagan Coyle. Filling in for John Evans tonight, I'm John Leo. A quick turnaround for the Hawkeyes as they host the Hawkeye Invitational this weekend, welcoming Central Michigan this evening before taking on Missouri State and Grand Canyon over the next couple of days. Iowa comes into tonight's contest with a 4-3 overall record and puts their strong home mark of 3-1 on the line tonight against the Chippewas. The Hawks seek a bounce back following a heartbreaking 5-set loss to rival Iowa State on Wednesday. Central Michigan on the other side, they enter at 3-3. After dropping their first three, the Chippewas have rattled off 3 wins in a row to get to 500. Just a few more matches for the Hawkeyes before stepping into conference play by the end of the month. A happy Friday evening to you from Coralville. It's the Hawkeyes and Chippewas, Iowa and Central Michigan, live from Extreme Arena with first serve coming in just a few moments. Let's welcome in color analyst Reagan Coyle. Reagan, let's take a step back. A heartbreaker on Wednesday against Iowa State, but a quick turnaround, and that's probably for the best for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, definitely. It's really tough bouncing back after a 5-set loss, especially being up 2. But that's just the game of volleyball. One, just bouncing back, point after point, but then also hosting a home tournament just the same weekend following that match. So time to forget about that loss and kind of start fresh with a new match here.
We've got a few more matches before we get into conference play. What are some of the keys that you think the team is trying to improve on before we get to Big Ten play?
I think one of those is just kind of the theme of tonight, really coming back fresh after a loss. That's what the Big Ten season is really tough, and sometimes you have to bounce back after a couple nights after a tough loss. So I think just, learning from their mistakes, and if we make a mistake on the court, just bouncing back.
Let's go over today's starting lineups. I'll go with Central Michigan. I'll let you take the Hawkeyes. We'll go with the visitors first of Central Michigan. They're 3-3 on the season. Head coach Mike Golick in his 8th season. He was the MAC Coach of the Year in 2019. The Chippewas will start Devin Bright, Lauren Schrock, Christina Casson, Abby Olin, who was a MAC Player of the Week this last week, Allie Gertiza, Claire Amaral, and Ellie Maidendorp. Those are the starters for the Chippewas. Now the starting lineup for the Hawkeyes.
Yes, for the Hawkeyes we have Sydney Dennis, Delaney McSweeney, Caitlin Buettner, Anna Davis, Gabby Deary, Bailey Ortega.
All right, the same starting lineup it has been for a majority of the season through the first 7, hasn't it?
Yep, looks the same to me.
All right, just moments away from first serve here between the Hawkeyes and the Chippewas. Good start to the weekend. Iowa hosting the Hawkeye Invitational. Missouri State and Grand Canyon also in town. They played earlier today. And so the nightcap of day 1 of the Hawkeye Invitational. The Hawkeyes and the Chippewas. Central Michigan will serve to start, and they'll operate right to left. Devin Bright is on the back line, ready for the first serve, takes a run at it, sends it over. Popped up by Dennis, now Ortega. Urquhart slams it, and it's knocked out of bounds by Central Michigan. Point Hawkeyes. Right away, we'll get to serve.
It's a good swing by Urquhart. I did miss her in the starting lineup, so I apologize for that. But she started in the front row there to just rotate and serve, and she's going to play in the back row here, so she's ready to serve.
Hawks get the first point of the match. Urquhart ready for the serve. Runs and fires, hard serve. Popped up and then slammed right back down by the Hawkeyes there. That's Gabby Deary who put it right down.
Way to be up and ready. That's a nice, easy ball. Easy to make a mistake on, too, so you got to make sure you execute there.
2-0 Hawks in the early going. Urquhart will give it another go. She'll fire it across, hits the top of the tape, popped up, and now sent over to the far side where it's slammed down by Central Michigan. Point to the Chippewas there before Urquhart could get to it. That's Casson on the far side. 2-1 Hawks. Central Michigan will serve. Gertizo will send it over for Central Michigan. Popped up, sent to the far side for the Hawkeyes. Back line, hit, and then down already. Point to the Hawkeyes there. An error there by Central Michigan.
That's a good swing by Buettner. She had a really great night against Iowa State.
3-1 Hawks. Sydney Dennis. She'll serve for Iowa left to right. Sends it over out of the far side. Blocked, and then Dennis will pop it up to Ortega. Brings it near side. Deary will throw it over, and now Central Michigan with a shot at it. Popped up in the middle. Ortega. Far side for Central Michigan. Hits the back line. And so the Chippewas will get the point there. 3-2, Iowa with the lead, but it'll go back over to Central Michigan.
I was surprised Urquhart let that one go. I thought that might have landed in. She should have taken that one with her hands.
Chippewas serving right to left. Deep serve. Urquhart will send it to the back line. Or Buettner will send it to the far corner. Set over now and then hit wide and out of bounds by the Chippewas on that far sideline. 4-2, point Hawks there. A couple substitutions coming in. Darling in for Iowa, and Mateo comes in. Ortega and Deary come to the bench. Hawkeyes serving in their black uniforms. This is Darling. She'll rise and fire, sends it deep and out on the near side. So the error there makes it 4-3. Central Michigan will get to serve.
Yeah, that standing float is just a tough ball because she has to kind of pop it up to go over the net, and a lot of those balls kind of sail deep sometimes.
I imagine if it hits the spot, though, in that back corner, it's a good position for it. Just must be tricky to pin it down.
It is, yeah, just to kind of land it in there.
Chippewas serve. Urquhart will send it with a pass, near side slide, and hit into the corner there by Davis. Davis buries it for the Hawks, and Iowa gets the serve right back. We haven't really let Central Michigan get on any runs.
Yeah, it's been a lot of back and forth. That's a good slide by Davis there. That's the big advantage of having Mateo in the front row as a front row setter. You can run that slide behind, and Davis executes really well on that.
Buettner will serve for the Hawkeyes. Takes a run, a jump. It's at far sideline. Central Michigan sends it over. Good save there on a one-hit back to the Chippewas. Go through their process. Blocked at the tape, but then finds the floor on the Hawkeyes side, and the Chippewas get a point there.
Kind of an off-speed shot by Central Michigan, kind of testing Mateo's block there. Off the hands, it's a tricky one to pick up.
Emma Ducate to serve for Central Michigan. She'll send it over with the floater that's picked up by the Hawkeyes. Near side opportunity for Davis, and she'll find the floor on the other side. 6-4 Hawks. Sweeney will come in, and Dennis will come over and take a seat. Anna Davis will serve closest to her bench here. Iowa moving left to right. She'll take a run at it, fire it over. Back line now towards the net. Slide on the far side for Central Michigan. Great block there by the Hawkeyes, and a point for Iowa. Couldn't tell if that was McSweeney.
I think it was Moravec.
Or Moravec.
Moravec,
right.
yeah. You can always tell it by the reaction sometimes.
Sure. Moravec awfully fired up there. Hawks lead 7-4. Davis with a strong serve, hits the top of the tape. Over for Central Michigan. Near side opportunity for them. Popped up by the Hawks. Darling sends it far side. Moravec hits it over. Now back middle. Third opportunity for Central Michigan. They push it over. Far sideline. Moravec throws it down. Pops it back over here for Davis. McSweeney will throw it. Good rally here going as the Hawkeyes have another opportunity. Tap over the net. Now back over to the Hawks. Moravec throws it back line and deep. Good rally, but couldn't quite get that top spin to bring it down, but the Hawks end up getting the point.
Yeah, just a
missed the call there. I think it was long, but maybe somebody touched the net at the
Got
at
it.
the
Yep.
front.
Okay.
So it is Iowa's point. It's 8-4. Hawks on a little bit of a run here. And we'll have time called. Looks like a challenge here for Central Michigan. I'd missed the initial call on what it was. The shot went long.
The shot went long. I think they called somebody in the net.
Okay.
I can think they called Central Michigan in the net.
So they'll send it over to the review section of the scores table. As it stands right now, Iowa leads 8-4. What have you seen in the first few points here?
I love those slides from our middles right now with Mateo in the front row. I think they're executing every time, and it's working, and they can find that seam in the block. And so I think they should keep doing that, but their offense is flowing seamlessly. I don't see any hiccups yet. Hopefully not, but I just think they should just keep rolling, take advantage of scoring some points while you can.
Yeah, it seems like a clean play for the Hawks
Yes.
so far. Clean, crisp passes, in your opinion?
Yeah, yep, passing looks great. Not too many errors, which is good. So I think they should keep that up, keep the errors on the Central Michigan side, and just keep capitalizing.
Iowa leading 8-4. We've got a Central Michigan challenge at the moment. And so the official is over reviewing what we believe to be Central Michigan, maybe in the net, that gives Iowa the point there. Hawkeyes are 4-3 on the season, 3-1 here at Extreme Arena. All time against Central Michigan. Iowa is 3-1 with the last meeting coming in 2011. The review is complete and the call stands. It'll remain Iowa's point, and so the Hawks will continue to serve with Anna Davis here on the back line, the baseline here. Ready for play in the opening set. Iowa 8, Central Michigan 4. Davis sends it over deep and strong. And McSweeney will have an opportunity, as it was really a miss hit for Central Michigan, but she ended up getting blocked at the net, so it'll be the Chippewas' point. 8-5 there. What'd you see there?
That was a tough ball. McSweeney was up on it. She was ready to hit it, but that blocker was just one step ahead of her. She already had her block set up before McSweeney swung.
Amaral will send it over for the Chippewas. It comes to McSweeney near side. She'll slam it down, and the Hawks get the point right back, 9-5.
I think she had to redeem herself there, get that kill.
Yeah, she looked a little frustrated after the last point.
Yeah.
Maybe a missed opportunity in her eyes, but she makes up for it there.
Yeah, she kind of swung straight ahead of her instead of moving it one way or the other. The blocker's usually right in front of you, so I'm sure she saw it.
Deary checks in for the Hawks. Darling will come out. Iowa with the serve. There's a frenzy at the net. Sent to the far side. Moravec. She'll put it down. Point for the Hawks there, 10-5.
Yeah, really clean playing by the Hawks up at the net. Staying out of the net, no errors there. Just getting a lot of block touches.
Kaya Mateo to serve. She'll take a run at it from near her bench, send it over. Popped up by Central Michigan. Far side, lefty swing there. Dennis will throw it over for Moravec. Moravec sends it. Now Central Michigan with an opportunity. Good block at the net by the Hawks. Far sideline for the Chippewas. Just tapped over. Here's Mateo setting it up for Deary, who puts it down. It was hit into the net by Central Michigan on a dig opportunity, but the point to the Hawkeyes, 11-5.
Good execution by Gabby Deary on the right side there. Their middle's kind of staying with McSweeney because she's such a power in the middle that she has a huge seam to hit through back there.
I want a nice run here. Hawks lead 11-5. Timeout called by Central Michigan. They're trying to stop the bleeding on this one. Early going, Hawks lead at 11-5. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. Homewood Suites and Home 2 Suites by Hilton each offer guests spacious suites, complimentary breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country. All right, the opening match of the Hawkeye Invitational in Coralville this weekend. Iowa leading Central Michigan 11-5. The Hawkeyes will play Central Michigan tonight, and then Missouri State and Grand Canyon before the weekend wraps up. Hawks lead at 11-5, a timeout called by Central Michigan.
Hawks are hitting really well, hitting .444 and keeping Central Michigan to .077 hitting percentage there. So like I said, being a huge presence at the net, staying clean, very minimal errors on the Hawkeye side. You just need to keep it rolling here.
Mateo will continue to serve for Iowa, the freshman from New York. Iowa moving left to right in their black uniforms. Central Michigan with white tops with maroon accents. And we're ready for play following the timeout. Mateo sends it over on the near side. A shorter serve. Central Michigan giving chase. Back to the middle now. It'll be set over. McSweeney tips it to Moravec. Now near side for Deary, who puts it down off the net and points to the Hawkeyes, 12-5.
Good line swing there by Deary. She's been hitting cross through that seam her first few swings, and she switched it up and hit that one line. Libero couldn't handle it.
12-5 Hawks. Here's Mateo again. Back middle on the serve. A diving attempt for Central Michigan and then pushed over. Here's McSweeney with an opportunity and a kill. She terminates it straight down. Good angle there. 13-5 Iowa.
Hawks are hitting really well. Just saw that number jump up to hitting a 500. It's a great hitting percentage for the Hawks.
11 kills for the Hawks. Here's a serve that's deep but kept in. Slide on the far side for Central Michigan and knocked out. She tapped it out. Point to Iowa there on the error. 14-5 Iowa. Starting to build their lead a little bit. The momentum certainly in the black and gold side.
Absolutely.
Mateo dribbles it a few times. Now she'll run and fire. Near corner. Popped up, set near side, and a good swing there for Central Michigan. Found a little bit of a gap there on that back line between Dennis there and Buettner for the point for Central Michigan. 14-6 Iowa. The Chippewas will serve right to left. Bright on the far side of the floor in the near corner. She'll take a run at it just over the tape. Here's Ortega setting it up for Deary, who sends it over. Blocked at the net by the Hawkeyes there. The Chippewas will shift it over. Ortega near side Deary, and she slams it down for the Hawkeye point. Might have been tipped at the net, do you think? And then off the deflection, found the floor.
The swing by Deary?
Yeah.
I don't think there was a tip on the block. I think she hit around it, but yeah, all the hitters right now in the front row are one-on-one, which means they just have one blocker in front of them. They're absolutely taking advantage of that.
15-6 Iowa. Urquhart will serve for the Hawks. Flat serve near sideline. Popped up for Ortega to McSweeney. Tipped at the tape and then sent far side off the tape this time, and it ricochets and finds the floor for Central Michigan. 15-7. The Chippewas get the point there.
It's a good swing just through the seam of the block with Buettner and McSweeney.
Corteza to serve for Central Michigan. Near side, short serve. Urquhart has to dive to save it. Here's Deary, goes far sideline and out. Probably a good idea there, but just not enough room to execute that.
Yes, she saw that open cross there. Just need to take a little bit off of it to land in that two spot there on the court, just a little wide over there.
Set one in Coralville, 15-8, the Hawks with the lead. Central Michigan serving. Here's Ortega to McSweeney, who slaps it down off the top of the tape and in for the Hawks. 16-8, Iowa gets the point there. Sydney Dennis, she'll serve from the far sideline across from the Iowa bench. So our broadcast position is today behind the Iowa bench. Dennis takes a run at it and sends it over, back line. Popped up far side for Central Michigan. Lefty swing, strong swing, off the net for the Hawks. Dennis saves it. Far corner. Set far side now. Ortega pops it up for the Hawks. Dennis ready for Buettner. Near side now for Central Michigan. Set opposite side and down for the Chippewas.
Good defensive rally by the Hawks. Lots of good digs there by Dennis on the back. That was a great set by Central Michigan's setter, Amaral. She reversed that from nearly in the outside position. That was a great play.
It covered a lot of ground to get that set over there, didn't it?
Yeah.
16-9 Hawks. Soft serve. Far side, Buettner will take a swing at it. And set down then by Central Michigan after a dig to the net and just one of those tap over type of shots for the Chippewas.
Setter dump by Amaral. Yep. she's a very aggressive setter, and she's left-handed too, so that is to her advantage up there at the net.
Another flat serve that's sent over near side here for Dennis. Buettner will roll it over for the Hawks. They're going to meet at the net, and this will be a point to the Chippewas. No, point to the Hawks as the two came together at the net.
Yep. Little joust up there at the net when you're fighting for the ball kind of on the plane of the net, but also makes it easy to make an error and get in the net too, but advantage to the Hawks.
Iowa up 17-10. Darling will serve left to right for the Hawks. Gets the sign from Coach Barnes, and then he'll send it over. One of those floating serves, goes to the back line, near side. Darling saves it. Set for Buettner, far side, gives it a rip. It's deflected and saved by Central Michigan. Down the middle here, sent over on a little tip. Dennis pops it up. Buettner again. She'll put it down and in for a point. 18-10 Hawks.
It's a nice cross-body swing down the line there by Buettner. She loves to rip it cross-court, but it's a good change-up for her to hit it down the line.
Another timeout for Central Michigan. 18-10. Iowa extending their lead in the opening set. Hawkeye fans, you can drive your team to a win this season by filling up with unleaded 88 with quick rewards at any Quick Star location. Fuel up with 8 gallons or more of unleaded 88, and you'll be automatically entered for a chance to win great prize packs throughout the season. Quick Star, proud partner of Hawkeye Volleyball. 18-10, Iowa with the lead. Central Michigan using another timeout here in the opening set. So it went back and forth at the beginning of the set. Now the Hawks are starting to pull away. My guess would be that impressive hit percentage.
Absolutely, yeah, the Hawks are hitting really well all across the board too. Davis with 4 kills, McSweeney and Dury both with 3, Moravec and Buettner with 2 apiece, and even Urquhart with her first swing of the game. She's in there at 1 kill. She gets going in the back row too when she's in there, so the Hawks offense is just running a really balanced, smooth play right now.
The Central Michigan team on the other side of the net, they're picked to finish 3rd in their conference this season, but so far the Hawks look pretty impressive against the Chippewas. Up 18-10. Rattled off a few points in a row now. And so Darling will serve as we're ready for play. Darling crouched over, pounds the ball into the floor a few times, then sends it back corner and deep. Those flat serves that she doesn't really get the running start or the leaping start.
Yep, and they just keep floating.
Yeah. Some sort of adjustment maybe to be made.
Yeah, when they drop in there, they're very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
18-11 is the score. Central Michigan will serve right to left. This is Brandon in that far corner. She'll take a run at it, send it over. A little bit of a knuckler. Dennis sends it near side here. And that falls down for Davis. We're blocked a little bit by the net there, but I think 2 Central Michigan players came together and it found the floor. The Hawks get the point right back, 19-11.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a roll shot by Davis. It wasn't the fastest swing she's had tonight, but caught Central Michigan off on their feet, on their heels. Yeah. Sorry, rather.
Effective. Here's Buettner to serve, and she'll send it deep. So back-to-back errors on service opportunities for the Hawks. 19-12 is the score. Iowa with the 7-point lead in the opening set here this evening. To Kate to serve for the Chippewas. Sends it over, received by Dennis. Popped up near side for Davis. Blocked initially, and then nobody was there to recover it for Central Michigan. And the ball is down. The point is earned by the Hawkeyes, 20-12.
It's a good hard swing by Davis. She hit it right into the block, but the block wasn't quite pressed all the way over to the net, so it kind of fell on Central Michigan's side.
Davis to serve for Iowa near her bench. She'll run and fire. Back line received by Central Michigan. Set in the middle. Near side. Good strike there by the Chippewas. Darling tried to get her hands on it and just deflected it down as she slid. 20-13. Chippewas with the point there. Here's Amaral to serve. Sophomore from Madison, Wisconsin, the lefty. We've talked about her a couple of times. Sends it over to Darling. Darling will give it to McSweeney, who sends it over. Rainbow loft for the Chippewas over the top of a couple of Hawkeyes. Maybe a pancake save there for the Hawks. Central Michigan's got it. Far sideline. Good strike there. Darling pops it up for Dennis. Far sideline. Moravec throws it. It's tipped at the net. Chippewas with it near side. They send it over. Good block. Good rather diving stop there for the Hawks. McSweeney pushes it over. Central Michigan with another chance at it. Blocked back into Central Michigan's side. Send it over on the third one. Buechner. Rainbow toss here for Moravec. Far side. Blocked. Right back into Moravec, who tried to save it, knocked it out of bounds. Point to Central Michigan. Maybe the longest rally of the match so far.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, lots of chaos there at the net. Central Michigan came out on top, but it was a great rally on both sides.
A couple of block opportunities on both sides,
yes.
Right? 20-14, Iowa holding the 6-point lead. With Amaral to serve. The lefty shoots it over. Darling in the middle of the floor. Far side Moravec goes far sideline. And the point will go to the Hawkeyes there. 21-14. Iowa with the 7-point lead. Deary comes in. Darling comes out for Iowa. And Mateo will serve. She was part of the long service run for the Hawks a few moments ago. Sends it across on the near side. Popped up middle of the floor. Slide opportunity for Central Michigan. Blocked initially. Rainbow toss up for Dennis. Far side. Moravec will throw it across. In the middle of the floor on the back line. Central Michigan brings it back and wide. But it was tipped at the line, so point to Central Michigan. The deflection knocked it out of bounds on that far sideline. 21-15 Iowa.
I think it was touched by McSweeney there on that block. As a middle, you try to get there as fast as you can. Kind of throw your hands up if you need to, but it can hurt you sometimes if you just barely get a touch on it.
Run up in the serve for Central Michigan. Hit behind the baseline on the reception. Ortega's got to send it over the shoulder across the net. Here's an opportunity for the Hawks, but kind of a soft toss from Central Michigan. The ball's able to find the floor. Chippewas inching closer. It's 21-16.
Yeah, Dennis was there to pick up that ball, but when more of it came off the net, she took it with her hands instead.
Buechner lifts it up for Ortega, who sends it right over to McSweeney. She put it down, but Central Michigan recovered. Blocked at the net for the Hawks. Ortega sets it. Far side, Moravec slams it down and in for the point for the Hawks. 22-16.
That was the kill the Hawks needed to get some momentum to really finish this set. Feels Central Michigan kind of creeping closer point by point, but now's the time to finish.
Yep. And we've got Urquhart to serve for Iowa. She comes into the match with 12 aces on the season. She'll send it over with a really hard serve towards the back line. Middle of the floor now for Central Michigan. Got a little bit unlucky there for the Hawks. That one hit the top of the net and went around our blockers and then fell down. Point to Central Michigan, 22-17.
Tough kind of tweener ball in defense when you're not really sure if the person next to you is going to go for it or not.
Sure. Served by the Chippewas. Urquhart receives it. Near side set from Ortega. Blocked there at the line by the Chippewas. They'll bring it over. Ortega saves it. Dennis pushes it over far side. Buechner will send it across for the Hawks. Back and forth here for Central Michigan. Now Dennis in the middle of the floor, pops it up. Far side, Buechner blocked, right back to her. She recovers nicely, pushes it over. Chippewas will have a rollover opportunity. Dennis, far side, Ortega. She'll shove it over. Diving stop by Central Michigan. And then a meeting at the net on the far sideline. Buechner and a Chippewa come together, and it was Buechner that had the advantage there. Point to the Hawks.
That was another long rally, but Hawks on top with that one again. Like I said, lots of really great players at the net. Hawks are coming out on top on those, and that's going to be the difference in the game.
Yeah, pretty good effort. You're seeing the Hawks get on the floor, keep these plays alive. 23-17, Iowa with the lead. It'll be Dennis to serve from the far side. Far baseline. Throw it across. Nice top spin it. Take a dive on the back line. And that's got to be a lift, right? Well, I guess
a carry.
Carry. Common terminology there. Point to the Hawks there, 24-17. And it's set point for Iowa. Hawkeye fans rise to their feet. Dennis with a chance to close it out here. She'll dribble it a few times. The run and the fire. Back line popped up. This is towards the net. Central Michigan recovers, and then a poor hit that goes backwards for the Chippewas, and an error will give the Hawks the point and the set, 25-17.
Nice little swipe by Gabby Deary there on those tight balls. That overpass is what they're called. She's up, she's ready to put it down, kind of swipes it another direction, so it's really hard for the defense to get up there. Really solid set by the Hawks. You know, like I said, balanced on offense. Anna Davis leading the way with 7 kills. Moravec right behind her with 4. McSweeney and Buettner with 3. Gabby Deary up there with 3 too. So like I said, just really balanced offense, and Hawks played a really clean set.
Iowa takes the opening set of their opening match of the Hawkeye Invitational this weekend. Iowa 25-17 with the opening set victory over Central Michigan. Set 2 coming up in just a moment. We'll take a break. We'll be back with set 1 stats and then set number 2 coming up right after this. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield, presented by Quickstar.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn. To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Welcome back to Extreme Arena. Iowa taking set 1 over Central Michigan 25-17 alongside Reagan Coyle. I'm filling in for John Evans today. I'm John Leo. We'll get into set 2 in just a moment, but a pretty good set by Iowa, 25-17 over the Chippewas.
Yeah, great set by the Hawks. They did let Central Michigan kind of creep in there after being up by 7 there, kind of midway through the set, but overall a great set. I think Hawks, need to stay balanced on offense, kind of keep doing what they're doing, but I think they should definitely be ready for Central Michigan to kind of maybe switch some things up. And their setter number 13, Amaral, I think she's going to stay aggressive. She's going to be more aggressive. She's kind of the leader on the court, so she's going to do what needs to be done to try to get a win here.
Can't imagine that the Hawks had to make really any adjustments after that first set, but like you mentioned, to be ready for Central Michigan, because they probably made quite a few adjustments themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially with that lefty setter,
sure.
Amaral. She's ready to do some attacking herself, too.
I think we've done a pretty good job against her through that one set to this point.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully we keep her in check. She's been the star. As we prepared for this, we pinpointed her as the star of the Chippewas, and so far the Hawks have done a pretty nice job against her. So Iowa takes set 1, 25-17. We're getting set for the second now. Teams flip sides, so Iowa down on the far side of the floor now in their black and gold jerseys. Central Michigan occupies the near to us bench and half of the floor. Buettner, Deary, McSweeney, Ortega, Dennis, and Urquhart on the floor for the Hawkeyes. Urquhart will serve to start the second set, right to left for Iowa. She's ready, and she sends it over. Nice deep serve, caught at the back line, far side for the Chippewas, and they get the first point after a pretty good strike by Bright over there in that far corner.
She's a little undersized as an outside hitter. She's 5'8", but she really gets up there. She has a great vertical.
So now it's Bright's turn to serve, left to right for Central Michigan. She takes a run at it, sends it over. Dennis will throw it up. Buettner dives to stop it, but it's too far forward, and out of bounds now, 2-0 Central Michigan. Gets to a certain point where there's no chance unless
Right.
you really send it back.
It's technically out of bounds altogether. Yeah, you can't pursue it anymore.
Outside of that antenna, right? Or
Yeah, and even like across the center line,
Across.
even though it's outside of the court.
Mhm.
You used to be able to pursue it kind of all the way around, but now you can't cross it.
When I was talking to John Evans before this, it's like not like tennis. You can't hit it around
Exactly.
the net post, right? Central Michigan serving left to right. Ortega pops it up, far side for Deary. Blocked at the net and then down. It was a deflection for Central Michigan that kind of rode the net and then fell on the near side. Iowa gets their first point of the second set.
Yeah, a little bit of an off-speed swing by Deary, test number 7's block here on Central Michigan.
Sydney Dennis to serve for the Hawks. She'll take a run, send it over. Middle of the floor, set near side. Blocked at the tape, saved on Central Michigan's side. Far side now for the Chippewas. Blocked again, popped up by Buettner. Far side, Deary just sends it over the blockers. And then a high pop up into the air. Central Michigan has to send it over. Urquhart, Ortega, far side, Deary sends it down and to the floor. We're tied at 2.
Another good swing by Deary. I think that gives her 4 kills. She's killing it back there on the right side. She's one-on-one every time. The middles for the Chippewas are hanging with our middles, which creates that one-on-one opportunity. She's taking advantage of it every time.
Dennis continues to serve. 2-2 in this second set. Miss hit by Central Michigan. They're not going to be able to recover from that one. A little bit of back and forth. Back line to net. Hit back beyond the baseline. And no chance to recover there. Hawks get the point on the air of 3-2. Central Michigan got the first 2 points of the set. Iowa's got the next 3, trying to continue the run here. Sweep the floor a little bit. Now we're ready to go. Serve from right to left, middle of the floor. Lift it over. Deary, Ortega, back to Deary, and she'll come near side with it, but it was too far along the sideline, and it's out of bounds. We're tied at 3.
Yeah, she kind of hit that ball with her fingertips a little bit. It's a little bit mistimed, but after a great Dennis serve, she went on a little run there. She has a great deep float serve.
In the first set, Iowa did a good job to prevent Central Michigan from going on any type of sustained run. We'll see if they can get the point right back, and they do. That was about as textbook as it can get. The reception, the set, and then the kill on the near side.
Yeah, it was a great swing by Buettner. She has a really fast snap when she hits the ball, and when the blockers aren't there ready for her, she takes full advantage of that, hits it right straight smack center in the court.
4-3 Iowa, early second set. Hawks took the first set 25-17. There's the serve from right to left for the Hawks, received by Central Michigan. Far side for Schrock. Popped up on the block, and then nobody could get there from Iowa. And so the Chippewas will get the point back. We're tied at 4. Is that a positioning error there? What do you make of that?
That was, I think Davis blocked. She was there position-wise, but her hands weren't quite pressed all the way over the net, so they were kind of off the net. So when the ball came over, it kind of tooled off of her hands a little bit, and then it, was right in front of right inside of the 10-foot line is a hard ball to kind of recover.
Chippewas to serve left to right for the visitors. Sent over in the far corner. Darling sends it beyond the baseline. This will be tough. Urquhart gave it a look and a dive, but couldn't get to it. 5-4 Central Michigan with the lead. A couple of Hawks came together there for the miss hit.
Yep, a little bit of a miscommunication by Darling and Dennis there. She says, my bad. We'll get the next one.
Anderson serves for Central Michigan. Dennis picks that one up. Pushed over with one hand by Davis. And then Central Michigan with a good strike at the net. Blocked out of bounds by the Hawks. Point to the Chippewas, 6-4. They've run off a few points in a row now. A little bit of time called. Is Coach Barnes going to challenge something? He's having a discussion. And looks like maybe injury time briefly here for Darling as she needs to get tended to by the training staff. 6-4 Central Michigan. They're on a little bit of a run here.
A little bit of a run. Yeah, that was a good swing by Schrock. She, swung really hard and tooled up the hands of Mateo there on the right side as the setter. She's over there. She's got Davis over there to help her, but I think Schrock was really going for that tool swing as she kind of ripped across her body. She was going for those high hands.
First real lead that I can think of that Central Michigan has had. Maybe a little bit of the back and forth in the first set, but it was about this time that Iowa started to take control back in the first, trailing the Chippewas here 6-4 in set 2. Iowa grabbed the first set 25-17. Looks like Darling's good to go, and so we're ready for play now. Chippewas' Alina Anderson, a sophomore from Rockford, Michigan. She'll take a run at it and send it over. Far corner and deep, out of bounds. So the Hawks will get a point that way. 6-5 Central Michigan. Iowa can tie it if they win this point here. Moravec back into the game. Urquhart, her turn to come out. And Buettner will serve in the near corner on the far end of the floor. Received, and then a slide opportunity that's mishit by Central Michigan's Ellie Maidendorp. Hit it out of bounds. We're tied now at 6. Buettner, the transfer from Texas State. She'll punch it over, hits the top of the net on a soft serve. Dennis, far side now for Davis.
It's a good slowdown by Davis. We talked about the setter for Central Michigan, Amaral. She attacked that one, but Davis was there with her hands. She slowed that ball down so the Hawks were able to pass it up and get a swing out of it.
7-6, Iowa's regained the lead now in the second set. Rattled off 3 points in a row. Like that change of pace on that last serve by Buettner, just to kind of get it over the net and short and shallow. See what she elects to do on this serve. Deep in the far corner. Schrock deflected at the net and then falls down on Iowa's side. So the Chippewas get a point there. 7-7. Good run there from Schrock. She struck a few of the volleyball as well there.
Yeah, she's got a really heavy arm. Just powers through the block there.
Gebhardt to serve left to right for Central Michigan. She'll send it over. Dennis mishits it. It goes beyond the Iowa's bench on the near corner. Far end of the floor, but down there to the right. And so the error gives Central Michigan the lead back 8-7.
Hawks struggling a little bit on serve receive here. I think they need a good pass to get things going over here.
Jump serve, line drive, sent over Dennis. Mateo, near side Moravec, blocked back. Good save there from Dennis. It ends up with Moravec, who terminates it straight down. We're tied at 8.
First swing went right into the block. I love that they went back to her to give her another shot, and she puts it away.
Moravec, the sophomore from Weston, Connecticut. Hawks with the serve. We're tied at 8. That's good play there from Central Michigan. On the second hit, just sent it right down on the opportunity at the net. Back and forth we go. Chippewas lead 9-8.
Yep, good idea by Amaral. The hitters are ready to kind of go towards where she's going to set. So she says, I'm actually going to kill it.
Central Michigan serving. Iowa tries a similar tactic on their second hit. Chippewas go to slam it down. Good save after the block at the net by the Hawks. Buettner now for McSweeney, and just out on her kill attempt. Just long, and so Central Michigan has the 2-point lead now at 10-8. Duquette to serve. She'll send it for Moravec. Now Mateo in the middle of the floor. Back to Moravec. She'll slam it down. Good save there from Central Michigan. Dug out, sent far side for Bright. Popped up. Back line there for Buettner. And Hawks end up getting the point as it was dug to the near side, but out of the outstretched diving reach of a Chippewa. Point to the Hawkeyes. Iowa trailing 10-9 can tie it here with the point.
It's a good back row swing by Buettner. I believe it's the Hawks' first of the night attack from the back row. When she gets going, the Hawks really have 4 options for hitters.
Kind of came out of nowhere, especially from our vantage point.
Right,
So
yep.
all of a sudden, boom, there's Buettner. Mateo to serve for the Hawks from the far corner. Gets it over the net. Diving stop there for Central Michigan. Here on the slide. Blocked at the net. but out of bounds outside of the sideline, and so the Chippewas get the point there. Central Michigan 11, Iowa 9. Ortega comes back in. Mateo will head to the sideline. Amaral to serve for the Chippewas in front of her own bench, nearest us. Left-handed serve. Buettner saves it on the back line. Ortega set near side Moravec. Moravec sends it to the back line. Central Michigan third opportunity here for Bright. She'll shove it over. Dennis set Ortega far side. Deflected at the line. Here pop near side. It's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be Iowa's point. After a nice rally there. Good defense to start it for the Hawks, and then execution. Iowa trails by 1.
Another good kill by Deary. That gets her up to 6 kills. She's even with Moravec and Davis leading the way with 7.
Urquhart back in, she'll serve. Iowa trailing by 1. Tight second set between the Hawks and the Chippewas. She sends it far sideline. Bright pops it up. Near side now for Central Michigan. Hit at the line, rather at the net, and then it did one of those things where it kind of rode along the net and ended up going out of bounds. Point to Central Michigan.
Hawks are getting good touches at the net, but a lot of touches that are going out of bounds. So they need to kind of rotate their hands and face them more inside the court versus facing out of the court. More of those balls will land in.
Serve by Bright is long. Central Michigan's mistake gives Iowa the point right back. 12-11 Central Michigan. Feels like the Hawks are on the cusp of breaking through in this set if they clean up those errors that you're mentioning.
Definitely.
Here's Dennis to serve. Iowa trailing by 1 in the second set. She'll rise and fire. Back line set up there and then hit way out of bounds by Central Michigan on the far side. Their third opportunity, send it into the front row of the fans on that left side. Tied at 12. Hawks can take the lead. Haven't had the lead in a while in this set. Dennis will look to get things started for Iowa. Right to left. She takes a run at it, sends it over. Back line received. Set near side. Lefty swing. Popped up as it's blocked back to Central Michigan's side. Blocked again. Dennis tried to save it. Off the deflection. Couldn't quite get to it. Point to Central Michigan.
It's another one of those block touches that it's a great touch at the net, but it's really hard to track down there in the back row. But like I said, they're right there on the net.
Serve for Central Michigan. Urquhart receives it. Far side on the block is hit out of bounds by Central Michigan. 13-13. Tied once again. Need to find that stat, how many times this set's been tied, huh? It'll be Deary to serve, the freshman from Burlington. Right baseline. She'll run, jump, send it over. Received now to the back line for Central Michigan. Schrock gives it a good strike, sends it over back towards the net. Schrock pops it up, but nowhere to go, and nobody there for Central Michigan. Iowa's got the lead, 14-13 in the second set.
Mateo won that joust there. She was kind of 1-on-2, 2 Central Michigan attackers up there with her. Setters always win the joust. They always go out last, and they always win the joust, even if they're undersized.
Deary to serve again. Pop to the middle of the floor for Central Michigan. Lefty swing and a kill there for the Chippewas. That's Casson. Got a couple of good left-handers in this Chippewa lineup. We're tied at 14.
Yeah, a little bit of a different setup required for the Hawks outside there. When you have a lefty on the right side, looks a little bit different coming in. Kind of have to move your block more inside because she's hitting, kind of more inside the court versus a righty on the right side.
Central Michigan serve. Dennis receives it. Slide there for Davis, who puts it home on the far side. 15-14. Iowa's got the lead right back. That was pretty textbook. That looked pretty smooth.
Yes, that was another automatic slide by Davis. She's hitting really well. That's 8 kills for her, hitting 800. 8 kills on 10 attempts. She's on fire.
Iowa serving now. It's Buettner. Sends it over on the far side. Brought near side now. Back to the far side. A little bit of back and forth and a kill for Central Michigan. That's Schrock. Schrock and Casson seem to be heating up a little bit for Central Michigan. We're tied again at 15.
Central Michigan seems to be answering a bit more this set with their offense. They couldn't quite get something going last set, but they're figuring it out now.
Left to right serve for the Chippewas. This is Gebhardt. She goes far sideline. Darling Lifts it up, now near side Moravec, slaps it right down, and a miss hit by Bright. She was in the right position, but wasn't able to elevate it.
Yeah, I don't think Bright was quite ready for that swing to come that sharp. That was a great cross-court swing by Moravec. Thumb down right to the 4 spot over there.
Iowa up 16-15. Here it's sent over by Davis on the serve. Received on the back line, still on the back half of the floor for the Chippewas. Blocked at the net, but out of bounds. And point to Central Michigan. Iowa not able to build on their lead, so tied again at 60. Another one of those blocks that just barely goes out of bounds past that sideline.
I know, yeah, that's been a few for the Hawks. They're so close.
Close. Left to right serve for Central Michigan on the far sideline. This is Ducate. Darling with a high reception. Meeting at the net now. The Hawks are going to have to get out of trouble with this one. McSweeney tries to send it down. She does. Central Michigan recovers nicely on the far sideline, then hits it out as they try to bring it over on the cross-court near side and hit it out. Iowa somehow able to recover as had to dive for it to send it back into play.
Yeah,
Iowa
that was
17-16.
Yep, that was a good swing by McSweeney. It was an awkward angle coming as an out-of-system ball from the left front there, but she took a swing anyway, and it paid off.
See if the Hawks can rattle off a couple points in a row here. Mateo to serve. She'll send it over, just barely over the net. Received well by Central Michigan. There's Bright, far side for Buettner. Mateo pops it up near side here for Moravec. Blocked, right back to Moravec. Mateo set. Moravec throws it down. It's hit at the net and went off the antenna.
Yes.
So point for Central Michigan.
Yep, she got a little excited there. She saw the line open. She swings crossbody, but a little too hard, so she hits the antenna on the way.
Tied at 17. It's the first team that's going to go on a run. We're getting close to that 25-point mark.
I know.
Central Michigan to serve. Amaral from the near corner. Buettner pops it up. Ortega sets near side Moravec. She'll throw it down. It was an opportunity for rather Gebhardt to dive and get it off the floor, but couldn't. Moravec with another shot that finds the floor. 18-17 Iowa, and Urquhart to serve for the Hawks.
Another good swing by Moravec. She is now at 8 kills as well. Joins Davis with 8, hitting .250.
Urquhart throws the ball into the floor, comes back to her. Now she serves it. Received, brought near side for Central Michigan, and out. Long on the strike attempt there for Central Michigan. Chippewas maybe considering some sort of challenge, but not going to do anything. Yes, they are. They are going to challenge this. What do you think? Challenging the tip, or if it were?
I think they're challenging whether the Iowa block touched it before it landed out of bounds.
As it stands right now, Iowa leads 19-17 in the second set. After taking the opening set 25-17, this has been a very tight set number 2. I don't believe either team has had a lead of more than 2 or 3 points. And we've got a review here, and this would be a big one. And just have to make sure they're looking at the right thing here, right, Reagan?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I believe it was challenging a block touch there. The ball was out.
Certainly out.
But I believe they're challenging a touch.
Taking a good look at it. Iowa 19-17 as it stands, if the call is to remain. Which would be back-to-back points for the Hawkeyes. Review is complete. Here's the official word. Clarifying everything with the scorekeepers. And the point goes to Iowa. So the Hawkeyes with the point as the call stands, 19-17.
They don't have to add to the column where they lose another point off a touch off the block. So that's a plus.
Urquhart retains the serve. And she'll send it over near corner, popped up towards us, heads up here. Out of bounds.
Almost caught it.
20-17. There you had the tip right to you. Timeout, Central Michigan. The Hawks trying to pull away here in the second set. She wasn't going to let you have that.
No, I was.
20-17. Iowa with the lead in the second set. Timeout called by the Chippewas. Being active can help you stay healthy, but sometimes injuries are unavoidable. That's why University of Iowa Sports Medicine cares for athletes of all ages and skill levels. Whether it's physical therapy, surgery, or something in between, our sports medicine specialists will personalize your treatment plan to meet your needs. From school and community events to Hawkeye games, UI Sports Medicine will be there with expert care that you trust. All right, Iowa leading 20-17, trying to get up 2-0 on Central Michigan. The Hawks are retaining the serve. It'll be Urquhart when we come out of this timeout break. Statistically, that hit percentage just a little bit below 400 now, maybe not as hot as the Hawkeyes were in the first, but still doing a pretty nice job.
Still doing a nice job, yeah, keeping that balanced offense. I think these are just a big 5 points for the Hawks, needing to execute and really finish this set with another win.
Yeah. Feels like Iowa's had the momentum, or really that they've been in control for the most part.
The last few points.
Yes.
Yes, agreed.
Right. And so to just finish it out strong and take it into a third with a 2-set lead. See if the Hawks can finish this one first. 20-17, Urquhart to serve. She's got it, she's ready. Hard serve in the far corner. Bright pops it up near side, now sends it back to Bright on the far side. Blocked at the net. A couple of Chippewas try to keep it alive, but they cannot. And Iowa, there's the block, right?
There's the block for the point.
Yes.
Good hands up there by McSweeney. She was there. Hands facing inside of the court. No tool there. She got the point.
We talked about blocks a few times. The block is good. Got to get the point down on the backside of it.
Exactly.
Right? 21-17 Iowa. Urquhart throws it over and just out. Wow, it was a last-second decision by Gertiza to let it go, and it was close, but just out, just long. And so the Chippewas get a point there. 21-18. Hawkeye coaching staff chuckling a bit on that one. Urquhart receives the serve. Near side for Buechner, who just sends it over. Chippewas throw it far side and in. That had enough topspin on it. The Hawkeyes let it go, but it took a dive on that back line, 21-19.
Yeah, a little bit of a roll shot attack there by number 5 for Central Michigan.
Iowa's lead is 2. Line drive serve barely over the net. McSweeney goes to kill it, and she does. A quick set from Ortega right to McSweeney, who threw it to the back line on a line. 22-19 Hawks.
Yeah, that was a good fast tempo play by the Hawks to kind of get things moving here. Get these 3 more points to finish up the set.
Dennis has done a nice job serving for Iowa this evening. She's back there again. She'll send it over. Diving pop up there for Central Michigan, far side. Hit to the middle there, and here's Iowa trying to counter, keeping it alive. Central Michigan, far sideline now for Gebhardt, blocked at the net, saved and dug out there for the Hawkeyes. It is Deary who throws it down. Central Michigan saves it. Urquhart, Ortega to Davis, who slams it down. Finds the back corner, 23-19 Hawks.
Another efficient kill by Davis. She's been on fire on the slide, but that one she stays in front for the 1 ball to get another kill and add to her column. She is up to 9 kills.
Iowa's lead is 4. Serve is received near side here for Central Michigan, and a miss hit. A miss hit by Cass, and looked like she maybe tried to go for one of those roll shots and just hit it right into the net.
Yep, she tried to do another one of those again. Wasn't quite as effective. She didn't hit that one as hard, so that one didn't make it over the net.
Good crowd here at Extreme this evening. 24-19, set point for the Hawks. Dennis pops it up, short serve, set in the middle, near side here for Casson, and it's tipped at the line and in. Just went straight down. A little bit of a sloppy play on both sides.
Yeah.
I don't know if execution was great either way.
It was a really tight set, so Casson had to kind of swing away at Deary's block there. And
Point Chippewas, 24-20, still set point for Iowa. Ortega serves it, sends it to far side for Davis, who slams it down. And that is set number 2 for the Hawks, 25-20. Iowa leads 2-0.
Why not finish on a Davis slide kill? She's been on fire. That's 10 kills up for her on 12 attempts.
That's the theme of the match so far, isn't it? 25.
It is Davis Day.
Yes, Davis Day. There you go. 25-20. Iowa takes set number 2 and leads 2-0 over Central Michigan. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll have the 3rd set coming up. Iowa will try to close it out in 3 this evening from Extreme Arena. Back in just a moment. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield, presented by Quickstop.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
I'm Ingrid Lizarraga, breast surgeon at the University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center, the state's only NCI-designated cancer center. Here, we look beyond just the type of cancer you have to discover the molecular details of the disease. We have teams dedicated to each cancer type, with treatments and trials you won't find anywhere else in Iowa. Go to uihc.org/cancer.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
I'm Ingrid Lizarraga, breast surgeon at the University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center, the state's only NCI-designated cancer center. Here, we look beyond just the type of cancer you have to discover the molecular details of the disease. We have teams dedicated to each cancer type, with treatments and trials you won't find anywhere else in Iowa. Go to uihc.org/cancer.
Welcome back to Extreme Arena. Iowa 2-0 over Central Michigan this evening. The opening match of the Hawkeye Invitational for Iowa. The Hawks will play Missouri State tomorrow at 6 p.m. and then wrap things up at the Hawkeye Invitational against Grand Canyon 2 p.m. on Sunday. It's been a busy weekend for Iowa athletics. The field hockey team, the #1 Iowa Hawkeyes, took down Central Michigan over at Grant Field today, 8-0. Hat trick, 4 goals from the freshman phenom for the Hawkeyes this afternoon. So an 8-0 win for Iowa over Central Michigan in field hockey. Getting set for the third set here. Okay, Iowa's up 2-0. Been here a couple of times before this season. Let's see if we can close out a sweep. Iowa does have 2 3-0 sweeps on the season. That's what we should highlight, right?
Absolutely. But let's not forget what can happen in volleyball. You know, we play best of 5, but we really have to execute in this third set. Hawks let Central Michigan kind of creep back there in that second set.
Yeah.
We can't let it happen again this set. They really need to dial in, keep that offense rolling, and really minimize those unforced errors. They didn't have a ton of those in the last set, but quite a few block errors, you know, those balls that were landing out of bounds. They cleaned it up at the end of the set, but I think, yeah, really minimizing those unforced errors on the Hawks side will, you know, allow them to get this third set sweep and just be done for the night and on to the next.
An early Friday night could be in the cards for Iowa. We've been playing for just over an hour tonight. Hawks up 2-0 on Central Michigan. But the Chippewas, in our opinion, much more competitive in that second set. So they might feel they're on the brink here if they could just have a couple of things go their way. But I bet if you ask Coach Barnes, maybe didn't play the cleanest second set, especially compared to the first. So
absolutely,
we'll see if Iowa cleans it up here in the third. Flip the sides of the floor once again. So Iowa's on the near side relative to us in our broadcast position. We're located right behind the bench now. Central Michigan down on the far side. They will serve to start, and it'll start with an error, a service error, as Bright sends it long and out of bounds. Iowa gets the opening point of the third set.
And we've got Urquhart in the front row here. She's just been playing the back row the last few sets that I've seen anyway, so we've got her on the left side in the front row.
Moravec to serve, and she will do the same thing that Central Michigan did there and send it long on her serve. So give it right back to the Chippewas, 1-1. Let's touch on that for Urquhart there. What is the thinking behind that to have her start on the front line there?
I think just to kind of save some legs on the outside for the rest of the hitters. We've got a long weekend ahead.
Sure. Point to Central Michigan there on their serve. Iowa kept it alive, and then Urquhart really had a nice strike that found the back line, but
yeah, I think she might have hit the net on her way down.
Chippewas get the point. They lead 2-1. Ortega sets it for Urquhart, deflected at the net, and the Chippewas will send it over the shoulder. Ortega pops it up now near side to Deary. It was blocked initially by Central Michigan and then just kind of rattled around her arm a couple of hits. And the Hawks get the point there, 2-2.
So we've got Moravec staying in the back row too. She was, Urquhart was playing her back row this last set, so we get to see some action from Moravec in the back row.
Dennis to serve for Iowa, received on the far side, blocked at the line by the Hawks. Ortega's gonna have to give chase near side. And Moravec will roll it over. Diving stop there for Central Michigan. Their third hit, tapped over the blockers, saved by Urquhart. Ortega popped it up, and Deary had to try to get there to save it at the last second. Just a little bit of commotion there. And the point to Central Michigan, 3-2, as Deary hit it into the net.
Yeah, tough ball when Urquhart pulls way over and plays her off-blocker defense and covers that tip ball. You kind of just have to pop that up and hope Deary can get it over there when you take Urquhart out of the play.
Chippewas to serve. They lead at 3-2. Ortega goes far side. Urquhart dug out there for Central Michigan on the near side. Sent over, blocked. Ortega saves it. Iowa's got to get it over the net. They do. Urquhart threw it over. Pass near side now for Central Michigan. Blocked. Back to Central Michigan's side. Lefty swing is there and down for the Chippewas. 4-2. Central Michigan with the lead.
Got to give it to Amaral on that finish. That lefty high snap swing. As a setter, she really put that ball away.
Chippewas lead by 2. Moravec had the reception, and on the first hit went over the net and then slammed right back down for the Chippewas. 5-2 Central Michigan.
Yeah, make that 2 for Amaral, Central Michigan setter. She has that fast whip. Even though she's the setter, she has a great swing as a lefty.
Serving right to left, Urquhart passes it to Ortega. Back to Urquhart. She'll roll it over, back line. Pass near side for the Chippewas. Lifted up and out on the near sideline. Ortega with good set of eyes there. Thought about it, but let it go. Iowa gets the point, trailing by 2 in the third set. Freshman Deary to serve left to right. She'll take a run at it, send it over, and Central Michigan played it. Might have been long. The Chippewas play it. Rolling shot here. Moravec on the back line. Slide opportunity for Davis. Blocked and then recovered nicely by the Chippewas. Blocked back on their side. Middle of the floor. Blocked at the tape and then out of bounds. Point to Central Michigan. 6-3 Chippewas. They've got their 3-point lead. Deary will come out. Harley Cole will come into the game. Central Michigan up 3, and they've got the serve. Gebhardt sends it. Cole with a pass at the net. Urquhart has to save it. And now Cole will shove it over. Dennis digs it out. Back row strike there from Marvick. Opportunity here for Urquhart, who hit it long.
We've got a different lineup in here for the Hawks. You can see them struggling just a bit. Just maybe a little bit uncomfortable with where they're at right now, but no excuse to, give points away. Just need to dial in on the Hawks side.
Chippewas lead at 7-3. Iowa trying to put a stop to it. Cole passes for Mateo. Far side, Urquhart, long again. She's saying it was tipped, and it was. It took a minute for that call to come out, but it was tipped at the net.
Upref must have seen it over there.
Yeah. And so the Hawks get the point. Stop the bleeding there. Iowa trailing 7-4. Urquhart to serve left to right. Slams the ball into the floor, takes a run at it, sends it over the net. And a miss hit by Central Michigan. Off the forearms and backwards, 7-5 now.
It's a great serve by Urquhart. She has a really deep, hard, fast float. Catches the line kind of in their shoulders, kind of high on the body.
Good serve there in the far corner. Received well by Central Michigan. Blocked at the line. Cole will dive to stop it. Popped up now for Davis, who just has to send it over. Central Michigan with an opportunity here. Riding the net. Good diving stop there by Dennis to keep it alive, but it hit off the pole on the far side. Point to Central Michigan, 8-5. Just go to Urquhart's serve there. It's not a really violent swing, right? You just don't necessarily assume that it's going to come off the hand that hard, that flat like that, but it does a nice job.
Hard to pass when there's no movement on the ball.
Cole with an opportunity, and the pass went over the net to Central Michigan's side, and they're ready for it, and they're terminating it straight down. 9-5, the Chippewas with the lead.
Hawks struggling a little bit on serve receive. They just need a good pass here to get some offense rolling.
Endorp to serve. Cole takes it, goes far side. Moravec sends it over. She has an opportunity to re-kill it, can't. Central Michigan's got it. Dennis for Moravec, and out. Just long. Close over there, but just long.
Quite a few unforced errors for the Hawks. They really need to clean it up on their side. Being down 5-10, now's the time to turn it on.
Been aggressive, just missing that back line quite a bit here in this third set. Mateo sets it for Davis. Nobody there for Central Michigan as she just pushed it right over. 10-6, Iowa trailing by 4, but they'll get the serve back.
Yeah, good tip by Davis there. She normally swings high, hard cross or down the line. She's been hitting them really hard tonight, but nice little change up on the tip. 10 kills for her.
10-6 Central Michigan in the third set. Davis to serve. Set far side on the slide. Urquhart saves it. Might have been out. And now blocked at the net and out of bounds off the Hawkeyes. McSweeney was there. Got a piece of it, but ended up going out. Point to Central Michigan. 11-6 Chippewas. Davis will come out. Dennis back in. Left-handed serve. Cole passes it to the front. Here's McSweeney with the opportunity, and she'll send it down. It's hit out of bounds by Central Michigan. 11-7, Iowa trailing by 4, but they've got the service back on their side.
McSweeney's giggling a little bit. It's a little bit of an awkward slide. Timing was a little off, but she got a kill nonetheless.
Mateo to serve for the Hawks, left to right. Trying to inch closer, trailing by 4 in the third set. Iowa leads 2-0. Here's Mateo's serve on the near sideline. It's hit up. McSweeney's got an opportunity. She'll shove it straight down. Point to the Hawkeyes.
Good swipe there by McSweeney on the overpass. She changed the direction of the ball so it was harder for the defense to pick up.
11-8. Good serve by Mateo. Bright with it and out on her strike opportunity. Dennis let it go. Now a couple of errors for Central Michigan. 11-9. Iowa inching closer. You think about a couple of the passes that Iowa's had that have gone barely over the net when they weren't really supposed to, and Central Michigan's got it, terminated them down. Boy, you do that with McSweeney, and the Hawks are in good shape, right?
Yeah.
Good serve again by Mateo. Here's a third opportunity. Urquhart shoulders it. Nice save there on a diving attempt by Moravec, but it ends up going out of bounds. Good effort and hustle there. Point to Central Michigan. 12-9. Ortega will come in, and Mateo will come out.
And we do have Audrey Black in the front row now, too, as the right side. She's stacked over on the left with McSweeney, but she'll play right side.
Bright serves for Central Michigan. Urquhart. Moravec out of bounds on the far side. Ortega's got to lift it over. She does. Opportunity at the net for Central Michigan. And a block that goes straight down at the feet of Black and McSweeney. 13-9, Central Michigan with the point there. Urquhart receives the serve. Ortega to McSweeney. Good block by Central Michigan as Brooklyn Connor was there to meet McSweeney. And the ball came right back. Point to the Chippewas. 14-9. They've got the lead. And Coach Barnes takes a timeout. Iowa with their first timeout called of the match. Central Michigan leads by 5 in set number 3. After Iowa took the first 2 sets, took set 1 25-17, second set 25-20. Trailing in the third here, 14-9. We'll see if the timeout can help the Hawks regroup here. Here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn benefits the entire state. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our families, and provides homegrown, clean burning fuel for our vehicles. Thank you to Iowa's corn farmers. All right, so timeout called by the Hawks. Need a little reset here, trailing Central Michigan by 5 points here in the third set.
Yeah, reset is right. You know, we've got a different lineup going on here by the Hawks, so lots of different faces than what we've seen, you know, throughout the last couple of matches against Iowa State. Just a little bit of a scramble out there, it feels like. Feels like they're playing a little tense. They just need to kind of get in their groove and string some points together and just play together as a team. We've seen it a couple times here. I think they just need to find a way to loosen up a little bit.
This set maybe a few more errors than we've seen in the first couple of sets. Just plenty of time to clean it up and turn it around here.
Right.
All right, Central Michigan to serve right to left. They lead by 5 here in the third. Bright will send it for Moravec. Moravec forward for Ortega. Back to Moravec. Good strike there. And then Dennis cannot save it on Central Michigan's strike attempt. They get the kill there, 15-9.
Central Michigan is playing really great defense. They're digging a lot of balls that the Hawks are taking good swings on, and they're answering with a good attack as well.
Serve to Moravec on the far side. Ortega passes right back to her, tipped at the line, and it ends up falling down on that far side. A good effort by Bright for Central Michigan, but nobody could recover after she made contact with it. 15-10, Iowa down 5. We'll see if Natalie Moravec can get it started on a nice little run here to get Iowa a little bit closer. Moravec spins the ball in her hand. Now rise and fire and deep. Service error for the Hawks, 16-10, Central Michigan adding to their lead.
Lots of deep errors for the Hawks, both on the serving line and from a hitting perspective. Just need to dial it in, get the ball in, but still be aggressive.
Short serve there that took a dive. Here's Ortega setting it up for McSweeney. Ball's kept alive by the Chippewas. Passed forward for Ortega. Back to McSweeney, and she'll knock that one down. And Coach Barnes turns to the bench and says, finally, there it is. The one got through and got down. 16-11, Iowa trailing by 5.
She's usually one-on-one up there in the front row. Where she has trouble is when she hits it right in front of her. That's usually where the blocker is. She does a really great job of switching directions, hitting it left and right. Hitting it around the block is when she does the best.
Here's Sydney Dennis to serve. Redshirt sophomore from Clarence, Iowa. She'll send it over. Nice hard line drive serve. Received by Central Michigan. And then tipped at the net and deflected up and then deep and out. And so the point goes to Central Michigan. 17-11, the Chippewas with the lead. They've been the one that have been able to go on the runs. Iowa hasn't been able to string anything together when they've had the serve. Hawks trail by 6 in the third set. Dennis claims the serve. Ortega sets it up for Urquhart, who sends it down in the near corner. Strong strike there from Michelle.
Yeah, there's the kill that we need by Urquhart. She had a few go long, so she was ready for redemption on that swing.
See if the Hawks can go on a run here. 17-12 Central Michigan. Here's Audrey Black to serve. Operates from the far side of the floor. They'll send it over. Good serve. That ball is in on a textbook operation there for the Chippewas. A good kill there for Central Michigan. Nobody there on the far back corner for the Hawks. Trailing by 6. Chippewas have been in control this third set. We're trying to stay alive in it, trailing 18-12. Here's Cole, receives the serve. Mateo sets it up for Moravec, who hits it long. Tried that roll shot, didn't have enough topspin to have it take a dive before it sailed out of bounds.
Yeah, she took some speed off that one, so it went long and long past the end line there. Need a good pass by the Hawks here. Set things up.
Down by 7 in the third. This serve is out. We'll go with a good pass on the next opportunity.
We'll take that.
There.
We'll take that.
19-13. Urquhart will serve. When you think about Moravec, what is that adjustment she needs to make? Everything's been kind of going deep in this third set for her.
I think she's thinking about it too much. She's trying to not hit it out, and that's when you make the most errors. I think she needs to stay aggressive. That's when she's the most efficient.
Urquhart with a good, strong serve. Blocked at the tape there for Iowa. Central Michigan has to send it over. Cole, pass near side now for Davis. It was blocked initially. Central Michigan recovers. Here's Bright, sends it over, blocked at the tape. Far side for the Chippewas. That finds the floor in front of Harley Cole. And it's 20-13 Chippewas.
It's a good swing by Central Michigan. Moravec was a little wide there on her block setup, so there was kind of a seam there in between her and Davis, and Central Michigan found it.
Iowa down 7 in the third. Leading 2-0. Here's Cole passing it to Mateo. Far side Moravec. That one she got. She slammed it down. Point to the Hawkeyes there within 6 now.
Yep, that was a good aggressive swing by her. Took nothing off of it. She swung away right there. Got her a kill to add to her column. She's up to 9 kills now. 10 kills, sorry. Joins Anna Davis there.
Anna Davis to serve for the Hawks. Iowa down 20-14. Good serve on the far sideline. Sliding pop there and a shove over. Cole saves it. Got to get it over and can't. Went to Urquhart, who had to dive to keep it alive. And then Cole moved it over near side for Davis, rather. Couldn't quite get it over the net. Iowa down 21-14 in the third. Central Michigan to serve. Here's a pass to McSweeney on the near side. Blocked initially. The Chippewas keep it alive. Send it over on their third hit. Mateo sets. McSweeney kills. 21-15. Good set there by Mateo to give an opportunity for McSweeney.
Yep, nice slide by McSweeney there. She has 8 kills now, hitting .333. She's staying really efficient in the middle.
See if Iowa can put some pressure late in this set on Central Michigan. Don't let them get away with it so easy in this third. 21-15. That serve will find the back line. Here's an opportunity for Central Michigan. We've got stoppage, and the Chippewas touch the net on their movement forward, and the point will go to the Iowa. I got to be honest, I think that's maybe the first or second time that we've seen them get back-to-back points in this set for the Hawkeyes. So maybe we can get the ball rolling a bit here, trailing by 5.
Yep, keep stringing them together.
Yeah. Mateo to serve. Here it is, middle of the floor. Elevated and then hit left side. Urquhart throws it up on a rainbow. Here is Moravec, set right back to her, off of Mateo's face and over the net. Central Michigan slams it down. Dennis saves it. Moravec lifts it over. Point still going. Central Michigan far side. Spike opportunity and down. 22-16. That ball was ricocheting all over the place.
That was. It was not the prettiest volleyball ever, but defense nonetheless. But Central Michigan came out on top there.
Yeah, 22-16. Devin Bright to serve. Far side for Moravec. Ortega lifts it up. Back to Moravec on the far side. Block. Dennis saves it. Urquhart set for Black. Passed on the near side for the Chippewas. Ortega tried to save it. She dives. It goes out of bounds. 23-16. Chippewas with the 7-point lead. Timeout called by the Hawkeyes. Iowa with a 2-set lead on Central Michigan here in the third, but the Chippewas up 23-16. The Hawks call a timeout to try to regroup before the end of this third set one way or another. Well, Mark, the exciting things, the proud moments, even the hard moments, Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for it all as your healthcare champion, making healthcare more affordable with more choices for care and peace of mind, no matter what comes your way. Find the plan that's right for you at wellmark.com/touchdown. All right, Central Michigan 23-16. Iowa's been trying to gain their footing and their traction in this third set. Don't quite have it yet. Running out of time a little bit here.
I think Central Michigan really just has their foot on the gas pedal. Their offense is firing on all cylinders. We got 10 kills for Casson, and Emerald, their setter, has 6 kills. That's a lot for a setter. She's staying really aggressive in the front row and remains a solid option for her when she doesn't want to go to her hitters and take matters into her own hands. But Hawks just need to find a way on defense. Their offense is doing pretty good. They're finding a way. The defense just can't seem to quite string points together and get those balls up for the offense to run something. So, this close to the end of the set, we've got a couple points to go. Really about closing this one out and getting some momentum going into the fourth.
Do you sense the intensity is still there for Iowa? It's just the execution piece in this third set?
Yeah,
so
I think
far?
the intensity is building. I think it can still grow a little bit more, but it's definitely better from about midway through the set.
Central Michigan to serve. Urquhart passes towards the net. Ortega sets it up for Black off the fingertips of a Central Michigan defender, out of bounds. There's the first point for the Hawkeyes to get back into it, trailing 23-17 here in the third.
It's a good high swing by Black off the hands, off the block, really hard to track down by the defense. Smart swing.
Moravec to serve. Had a couple of service errors here in the set. See if she can get this one in. It is in on the backside. Third opportunity here for Central Michigan. Dug out there by Ortega. Moravec sends it over on the third shot. And then spiked down, sent down there for Central Michigan, 24-17.
That's what happens when you send a team a free ball. I think Moravec could have been more aggressive on that ball. At least giving a roll shot or something deep on the court. When you give a team a free ball, they're going to put it away just like that.
Set point for the Chippewas here in the third, 24-17. Moravec receives the serve. Ortega sets it up far side. Urquhart, point Hawkeyes. Deflected at the net. And the deflection went straight down in front of the backline hitter there. 24-18. Iowa's got to rattle off quite a few in a row here.
Strong swing by Urquhart there. That's just what they need to string some points together.
Dennis to serve, 1 point at a time. Here's the serve. Middle of the floor on the back line. Moravec saves it. Urquhart cannot. And that will do it for the third set. Central Michigan in control for a majority of that third set, and they get their first one of the evening, 25-18. Central Michigan takes set number 3, so we'll play 4. Can't get it done in the minimum today, but the Hawks will try to get it done in 4. We'll be back right after this. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield, presented by Quickstar.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oaknall is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hansher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oaknall.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Welcome back to Extreme Arena. We'll play 4 sets at least here today after Central Michigan takes the third, 25-18. Iowa took the first two, especially the first one especially in dominating, commanding fashion, 25-17. Won the second set 25-20 before Central Michigan had pretty good control on that third set and won it 25-18. So what do you like to see from Iowa in this fourth set? Probably the first, how many points? 5 or 10 points to see where they're at?
Yeah, I'd say, the last set kind of started out a little rocky. We had different lineup, different people on the court, and Hawks just couldn't seem to really find a way to get everybody to work together. I'll be interested to see what Coach Barnes decides to do with the lineup for this set. But I think it's got to start from the first serve. I think Hawks got maybe a little bit too comfortable with the first sets going so well. It was almost a little surprising when Central Michigan got going, but they're a solid team. Their offense is going to do well, and I think Hawks need to find a way to answer.
Chippewa is 3-3 on the early season. They started their season at the SEMO Invitational and didn't win a match. They were 0-3 coming out of there, but then have rattled off 3 wins in a row, including a pair of 5-set wins their last 2 times out. So they are no stranger to the 5-set match. Iowa would rather not get into that situation because that would mean bad news for this fourth set. So let's take care of business here in 4.
I agree.
This evening. Reagan Coyle and John Leo on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Extreme Arena, filling in for John Evans today. Getting ready for the fourth set. Get the lineups all set before we're ready for play. And now we're ready for action. Iowa will serve. We've flipped ends of the floor, so Iowa's down on the right side of the floor. Central Michigan near side left. Michelle Urquhart to get it started for the black and gold. Right to left. She's ready. Here it comes. Good strong serve received. McSweeney will set it to Ortega, who sets it over far side and knocked right down on a little tip there by Deary. So the Hawks get the first point of the fourth set.
Yeah, smart tip by Deary there, right in that 4th spot. Catches the defender kind of deep on the court. Can't quite get to that, pick it up.
Urquhart's next serve, barely over the net, and that's all it took. It dive bombed right after it hit the net, and Central Michigan couldn't get to it. It's an ace for Urquhart, 2-0 Hawks.
Yeah, that one was a dropper. Kind of gets right over the net and then drops it really fast.
So far, so good for Iowa here in the fourth. Urquhart with another ace. We'll see what she's got on this one. Basically the same thing. Central Michigan can't play it very well. It caught everybody by surprise. A couple of ricochets. Point Hawks, 3-0.
That's that deep serve that catches those passers really high on the shoulders, kind of in that tweener spot where it's like, do I pass it, do I set it? And then by the time you need to make a decision, the serve's already to you.
3 points in a row for Iowa to start the fourth. That one a little softer, but make it 4 points in a row now. Bright with another error, as that one was softer from Urquhart, and it still caught them off guard and by surprise, and it was lifted out of bounds into the seats, the black and gold seats of Extreme Arena. 4-0 Iowa, and that causes Central Michigan to call a timeout. There's the start you're talking about in the fourth set.
Yes, and I see that the Hawks went with the original lineup too, so I think there might be some comfort in that lineup too, just, by the way that they're playing. But nonetheless, great serving by Urquhart. She's really getting after it back there. Just got to make sure to stay on the ball. She's served a few long the last few sets. You need to make sure they stay inbounds, and I'd say keep going at that right, number 1 on Central Michigan. She's not passing very well, so I'd say keep going to her.
Hawkeye fans, get a taste of game day at your home by stopping by Molly's Cupcakes and picking up your favorite cookie or Rice Krispie treat to satisfy your sweet tooth craving. Molly's Cupcakes, located off of Clinton Street in the heart of downtown Iowa City. All right, timeout wrapping up. Iowa out to a 4-0 lead in set number 4, trying to put away Central Michigan and start their weekend off on the right foot this evening. Got Missouri State tomorrow at 6 p.m. and then 2 p.m. on Sunday against Grand Canyon here, the Hawkeye Invitational at Extreme Arena. All right, Iowa leading by 4. Urquhart continues to serve. She's ready. Here it comes. Ooh, that one went into the net. Miss hit it.
Kind of a low toss there.
She sort of chuckled and clapped her hands.
Yeah.
You know.
Once it's up there, you just got to do something with it.
Sure. All right, so Central Michigan to serve left to right now. Bright sends it over. Urquhart passes to Ortega. Running set near side, where Buettner sends it over. Central Michigan trying to save it. They're playing back and forth with it. Nobody can get to it on the third attempt. And the point goes to the Hawkeyes, 5-1.
It was a good effort by Central Michigan's Libero Gertiza. She was already on the floor, but she said, I can maybe get that, and kind of scoots forward and sends that ball back. That was a good play.
Back on serve now for the Hawks with Dennis. She'll take a run at it. Sends it middle in the back line. Set at the middle. Lefty opportunity for Central Michigan. Dug out by Urquhart. Set by Ortega. Sent over by Buettner. Set now far side. Central Michigan gives it to the Hawkeyes. Ortega set near side. Buettner just pushes it over with the palm. Far side for Schrock. Blocked at the net by the Hawkeyes. Nobody there for Central Michigan. Then pushed up. Multiple hits for the Chippewas, and they have exceeded their limit. Could not get it over after their third hit. 6-1 Iowa.
Great blocking over there on the right side by Deary and Davis. They're a force up there. Davis is over there closing with Deary. Get 4 hands on that block for Schrock over there. They are unstoppable.
Iowa's got the foot on the gas right now, leading 6-1. Here's Dennis's serve. Received by Bright. Far side, Schrock. She sends it out. She went cross court to the near corner and hit it out of bounds. 7-1 Iowa.
All the unforced errors on the Central Michigan side, kind of opposite of last set, but Hawks need to keep their foot on the gas pedal, keep playing clean.
Third and fourth set, it's been this end of the floor where the errors have come from one way or another. Dennis's serve shoves Schrock back. She ends up with it again on the third opportunity. Diving stop by Ortega. Here's Buettner. She sends it to the back corner. Set now by Central Michigan in the middle. Lefty shot there. Popped up into the air. Ortega sets it near side. Buettner again. Deflected to the back line for Central Michigan. Far side, Schrock. She rolls it over. Ortega sets from the far side. Back to the near side. Buettner taps it over. Diving play there for Central Michigan. Near side, lefty swing. And touched at the net by the Hawkeyes. A Hawkeye did touch the net, and so Central Michigan earns the point there. 7-2, they're able to stop the bleeding.
Looks like it was maybe Davis in the net there for the Hawks.
5-point lead for Iowa in set 4. Gertiza to serve. She lofts it over for Dennis. Pass to Ortega. Far side swing there from Deary. Here's an opportunity for the Chippewas. Good block at the net by Iowa. Ortega moves it over again for Deary. Ricochets off the net. Schrock will just have to move it over. Ortega. She'll rise and fire there for Deary. Dennis passes. Ortega near side. Buettner deflected at the net. Set from the middle to the far side for Central Michigan and blocked straight down. Point Central Michigan, 7-3.
Little bit of a long rally there. Lots of great defense played on both sides. Good high tool by Schrock off Deary's hands there on the right side.
Iowa still holds a 4-point lead here in the fourth set. Gertiza to serve. Urquhart passes forward to Ortega. Buettner sends it cross court on a shallow attempt. Set to the middle for Central Michigan. Ortega dives to stop it, but the pass went over the net and was slammed right back down for the Chippewas. 7-4, Central Michigan on a bit of a run here. Coach Barnes might be thinking about a timeout. He's just going to address his team from the sideline instead. No timeout for the Hawks. 7-4. Here's a deep serve. Urquhart angles it back in. Ortega sets it. Now she flies it high into the air, and Bailey went underneath the net. on a diving attempt. Central Michigan gaining a little bit of momentum, 7-5. The Chippewas within 2, and it forces an Iowa timeout. Just a little bit sloppy there. I think Coach Barnes used a timeout to reset things.
Just to reset, yeah. 6-point lead. The team's going to come back from that, point by point. Hawks just need to find a way to kind of get their momentum back on their side. They had a really clean start, and now they're just making a few mistakes, a few unforced errors on their side. Lots of the balls are really tight on the net, kind of making errors on blocking and net calls, being under the net too. So just clean it up on the Hawk side, and they can find a way.
You've done a good job mentioning it a few times in spots like this for Iowa where Central Michigan goes on a little bit of a run that all it takes is one good pass, right, for Iowa to get things started, and this could be a good opportunity coming out of this timeout to slow their momentum and just regroup and get that one good pass to get things started.
Absolutely, yep. A pass is where it starts always, so starts with a good pass, then Bailey can get something going on offense. If it's a good pass, she has all of her options. Better opportunity for one-on-one kills for our hitters.
Timeout wrapping up for the Hawkeyes. Iowa 7, Central Michigan 5 here in the 4th set. Opening match of the Hawkeye Invitational for Iowa tonight. Missouri State and Grand Canyon played earlier today. Grand Canyon with the sweep of the Missouri State Bears. Iowa sees Missouri State tomorrow. Got to take care of business here against Central Michigan first. And it's an ace for the Chippewas as Urquhart and Dennis came together and then got into a staring contest and let the ball go by. It found the back line. 7-6. Just a little miscommunication there. The two come together once again on that serve. Ortega sets it up there on the far side, and that's Deary. Slams it down. It was blocked initially by Maidendorf, but it kind of ricocheted off her hand. She couldn't place it. Point to the Hawks, 8-6. It was good to get Gertiz off the serve. She was on a nice run for Central Michigan. Iowa up 2. Deary to serve for the Hawks, right to left. She'll send it over. This is a poor pass by the Chippewas. They've got to make an incredible effort here to get it over. They eventually do. Urquhart passes forward for Mateo, who tries to send it over and unable to do it, as Mateo had it blocked straight back down. Dennis tried to keep it alive but could not.
Yeah, Mateo with the setter up and top there. Central Michigan's used to seeing that, obviously, because their Emerald setter, she's used to attacking, so Central Michigan's used to seeing that in their gym. They were ready for Mateo there.
8-7 Iowa with the 1-point lead. Central Michigan serving. Far side, Darling will keep it alive. Might have been out over there. Here's Buettner with an opportunity near side. Now far side on this side of the floor for Central Michigan. Darling tried to save it. A good kill opportunity there for Central Michigan. They get the point. We're tied at 8.
Good line swing there by Schrock. It was wide open for her. I'd like to see Mateo move her block a little bit on the outside. It's closer to the pin. Give her less line to hit.
Darling receives the serve, but nothing doing for the Hawks there. Just a poor pass forward. Good serve. Credit Central Michigan there. That's a good serve. They've got their first lead of set number 4. This set has had a ton of runs. One run by Iowa, now a run by Central Michigan. They've got the lead 9-8. Urquhart receives the serve. Set by Mateo. Pushed over there by Davis. Set for Central Michigan. Far side. Blocked at the net. Saved by the Chippewas. Mateo sets it for Davis. And then a dump. Tip shot straight down for the Chippewas. They've got the 10-8 lead. Iowa trying to figure out Central Michigan here in the 4th set. Chippewas have got a lot of energy right now.
Yes, they do. The momentum's on their side for sure. They're firing on all cylinders. Hawks need to find a way to stop them. And that'll do it.
Or Central Michigan will stop themselves with the long serve that goes out of bounds, 10-9. And that could be what sparks Iowa here a little bit in the middle of the set, trailing by 1. Moravec will come in. Urquhart will step out. Buettner to serve. She's ready. Here it comes. Iowa trailing by 1. Good serve on the back line. It's pushed over and out by Central Michigan. Maidendorf tried to send it down the near side line. It goes out of bounds, tied at 10.
Good aggressive serve by Buettner. Caused Central Michigan to be out of system, so the Central Michigan hitter just couldn't really do anything with that ball.
See if Iowa can go on a run now. Poor pass by Bright, but towards the line. Good block there by Davis, I believe, who got all of that one. Sent it, return to sender. Hawks lead at 11-10.
That was all Davis. Yep, that was a great block by her. Kind of a slow Schrock down. She's been on fire, and that one really stopped her.
Couple of points in a row now for the black and gold. Iowa 11-10. Here's Buechner over. Far side for Bright. Set again. Ooh, a second hit opportunity for Central Michigan. Caught Iowa by surprise as Amaral with the lefty.
Yep, there's that attack for Amaral. I believe that's 8 kills for her as a setter. She's hitting 700. Yeah, that's an impressive number for a setter.
All knotted up at 11 here in the fourth. Central Michigan to serve left to right. Line drive serve, Darling off the net. Point to Central Michigan.
Another great server by Central Michigan. They are serving really well from the back line. Hawks are kind of struggling on serve receive.
1 point lead for Central Michigan. Serve is received, and now Davis has to send it back to Dennis. Near side for Moravec. Rolling shot, far side for Bright. Deflected at the net. Popped up for Iowa. Far side Davis. Tries to terminate it, can't. Near side here for Central Michigan. Buechner saves it. Dennis at the back line as Moravec has to send it over. Set forward for Central Michigan, and a good setter dump there for Central Michigan to get the point. 13-11. That was kind of over the shoulder, behind the head point for the Chippewa.
Yeah, that's another advantage for Emerald. She is a lefty, so she can kind of go up with that left hand and hit it right behind her, kind of in her blind spot in spot 4 over there.
Chippewa's up 2 in the fourth. Iowa leading 2-1, but the Chippewas with the lead right here. Good strong serve towards the net. Mateo sets it. It's ricocheted off the net. Bright has to just move it over for Central Michigan. Mateo set near side. Moravec. Chippewas dig it out. Blocked at the net again by Davis, I believe, and it'll be a point for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, another good block by Davis. She's really doing a good job of getting out to the pins and closing on that block, allowing no seam and getting those stuffs.
Iowa trailing by 1 can tie it with a point here as Davis, who arguably has been the star of the set for Iowa to this point with a couple of blocks. She'll serve it. Barely over the net, and it was effective. A diving opportunity for Anderson, but the ball just rolled along the floor. Point Iowa, tied at 13.
Hawks are finally able to answer with an ace serve. Central Michigan has had quite a few of those this set. It's time for the Hawks to start rolling them together here.
Davis again. This one gets over the net. Caught by surprise. Another one right on cue.
There we
There you go. An ace for the Hawkeyes. The first one, it got over the net and then just kept going down. This one stayed up in the air a little bit longer, and Anderson wasn't ready for it. It got her in that.
Caught her in the shoulders,
sure.
yeah.
14-13 Iowa. Still on serve. We'll see what Davis has here. She sends it over. Trying to go for the same spot. Second hit opportunity again for Amaral, and she's ready for it right away. And she slams it down. We're tied at 14.
Yeah, that's 10 kills for Amaral. She's right up there with Lauren Schrock, who's an outside hitter.
What
unreal number.
What can you do to stop that second
Since
hit?
she's so aggressive, I want McSweeney to go up on her every time and just be ready for her to attack it.
See if the Hawkeyes make that adjustment. Tied at 14. Here's Moravec. Rolls it over. Dump to the other side for Central Michigan. Dennis has to punch it over. She will. And now McSweeney meets her at the net, but must have touched the net. And the Chippewas get the point.
Yeah, they actually called McSweeney over the net. So if you cross the plane and kind of take the ball away from the other side, you can get called over is the call.
Might have been starting to make that adjustment that you were just talking about, where McSweeney's going to challenge her at the front of the net there. Chippewas lead by 1. They've got the serve. Here is Darling with the reception of the serve. Buechner will send it home from the back row, I believe, on that far side. Tied at 15.
Yeah, caught Central Michigan jumping with McSweeney. McSweeney was going up for the fake 1, and we went with the back row for Buechner there. Caught the blockers off balance.
Mateo will serve for Iowa. She's done a nice job in this role this evening. Tied at 15. She'll send it over. A floater to the back row. Set near side. Blocked at the net by the Hawkeyes. Diving to keep it in play. Central Michigan will move it over. Set by Mateo. And out of bounds on the strike opportunity by McSweeney. Just missed that sideline. And the point goes to Central Michigan. 16-15. Getting towards the late part of the fourth. Chippewas with the lead. They've got the serve. Here's Amaral. Sends it over. Received by Buettner. Set to McSweeney. Now near side, lefty opportunity for the Chippewas. Dug out there by Dennis. Set for Deary on the far side. Didn't hit it well. Blocked there by Deary. She sends it return to sender. Straight back down. We're tied at 16.
Monster solo block by Deary there on the right side to kind of slow Central Michigan's momentum down a little bit. See if the Hawks can answer with a little run here.
Michelle Urquhart, she'll have the opportunity to serve here, tied at 16. Of Iowa's best servers. See if the Hawks can build and put some pressure on Central Michigan here late in the fourth. Tied at 16, Urquhart sends it over to the far corner. Passed forward, now set far side for Bright. Tipped at the line, Urquhart digs it out. Here's Dennis, comes near side for Buettner, and she puts it down on the near sideline. 17-16, Iowa with the lead.
Great swing by Buettner down the line. It was a little off speed, but very effective because there was not a defender there to track it down, so I love the changeup.
Nobody home for Central Michigan on that near side. We'll see what Iowa can do here. Urquhart to serve. 17-16. Hawks lead by 1. Set to the near side. Lifted over. Dennis tried to save it. Kept alive for a moment, but just with that little dump over the blockers, tied at 17.
Yeah, tricky spot. That's a lot of ground to cover by Dennis playing that left back position just to get way up and cover that tip. I'd like to see Deary get over there and help with that off blocker defense and pop that one up, but it is a tricky ball to get up right behind the block like that.
Right to serve for the Chippewas, and it rode the top of the tape and fell on Central Michigan's side. That's an error for the Chippewas. The unforced error, 18-17. Iowa takes the lead. Make them pay for that.
Yes.
Dennis to serve for the Hawks, right to left. She'll take a run at it. She sends it just barely over the net. Received from a knee by Central Michigan, sent over, saved by Urquhart, but it'll find the seats, the front row. A couple of Hawkeyes went diving for it. Just good strike there by Central Michigan. And Urquhart couldn't quite keep it in between the sidelines. We're tied at 18. Back and forth. We've been tied a ton in this fourth set.
Yeah, we have. That's Strock's 11th kill. She even hit that one through the Iowa triple block.
Short serve. Dennis slides to get it. Far side, and a good block there by Central Michigan. Oh, but the Hawks get the point. Point to the Hawkeyes there. Central Michigan touched the net.
It came down on the Central Michigan side. It looked like it was on the other side, though, from our angle.
Got it. I'd rather be wrong than right in that situation. That means point Hawks, 19-18. Deary to serve, got it over the net. Here's an opportunity on one shot back to the Hawks. Mateo meets her at the net and sends it right back down.
Like I said earlier, setters always win that joust. No matter the size matchup, she goes over second for that ball and comes down with a scream. She's got that one.
Yeah, Maidendorp is 6'1". Mateo is 5'11". Like you said, the height doesn't matter because Mateo sent it right back down, and she let out a fierce roar there.
She was feeling that one.
It forces a Central Michigan timeout here with Iowa and a 20-18 lead. Up by 2. You feel like in a good spot. Momentum hanging in Iowa's balance right now, but up by 2, which might be one of the biggest leads we've seen Iowa have since earlier in the set when the Hawks started on such a strong run. But not about having the biggest lead, it's just about getting to 25 first.
Exactly. This game to 5 has been the toughest for the Hawks.
Yeah.
Love to see them come out on top and really finish strong here.
Starts with a good serve, doesn't it? And then get into a good position.
Yeah, a good strong serve to get Central Michigan out of systems. That way they don't have all options as a hitter, and that includes their setter 13, Amaral. She's obviously a weapon. We got to be ready for her, but we also have to be ready for Schrock on the outside. She's been on fire. She's got 11 kills.
Hawks came into the match today with 2 blocks a set, and the couple of blocks that they've had today in this set have been monster blocks that have resulted in points for the Hawks. 20-18 is our score in the fourth set. Iowa trying to put away Central Michigan, leading 2-1. Deary will serve right to left for Iowa as the timeout has concluded. She sends it over. Central Michigan played it, might have been deep. Caught a break there. Schrock will send it over, deflected. Urquhart saves it on the back line. Mateo sets near side. Butner, and it's tipped at the line. Here's near side here for Central Michigan. Saved on a diving effort. Far side. This one's close to the net. Tipped out of bounds by the Hawkeyes. But
Schrock ended up in the net there. She tried to tool the ball off the block, but ended up too tight. She came down and hit the net. Point Hawks.
21-18. The initial reaction from Iowa was a little bit of disappointment that the ball had just gone out of bounds, but then it was the call that you mentioned there. Into the net, 21-18. Iowa can feel it now as we approach the 25-point mark here in the fourth. The serve goes to the far sideline. Schrock sends it up. Near side now on a shot opportunity that's blocked right back to Central Michigan. The second block here, the rally here for the Hawks. Another opportunity, that one on a near angle. Finds the floor on the Hawkeyes side, 21-19. Casson had a couple of cracks in that rally there for Central Michigan, and it was the second opportunity that she was able to put down at a sharp angle across court like that.
Yeah, that's a smart changeup in that 2 spot. Nobody there on defense to play that. It wasn't the hardest kill, but nobody was there, so it was a kill.
21-19. Urquhart passes it forward for Mateo. Butner with a rolling shot there. Try to dump it over there for Central Michigan. Here's Urquhart with an opportunity. Back line, diving stop there for Central Michigan. Schrock, far side, blocked at the net. Here it is right at the net again. Butner sends it down. She was at the net. Boom, right down, 22-19.
Yep. Central Michigan was maybe looking for an overcall there, but I don't think she crossed the plane of the net. It was a smart, aggressive tip for the kill.
Hawks up 3 and 3 points away from victory this evening, leading 2-1 over Central Michigan, 22-19 in the fourth. Butner to serve. She sends it over in the middle. Set from middle to the middle. It's just got to be passed over for Central Michigan. Ortega, far side. Here's Davis. Dug out of the floor there for the Chippewas. A ton of blocks for Iowa in this set. Davis saves it. Moravec tries again to keep it alive and can't. She hit it over and out of bounds, 22-20.
Yeah, lots of action at the net there. Good job by both sides, keeping the ball alive there.
Iowa's got a lot of reads on Central Michigan, and they're getting a lot of block opportunities in this set. We didn't really see that the first 3.
Yeah, way more blocks this set.
22-20 Iowa. Central Michigan with the serve left to right, barely over the net. Mateo will set it near side. Moravec saves it. Back on Iowa's side of the floor. Moravec again. Popped up on the deflection. On the back line, set from the middle to the far side. Bright rolls it over. Diving play by Dennis to keep it alive. Moravec, far side, hit it out.
That stings a little bit. That was such a great up by Dennis, and to answer with an error there by Moravec, that hurts a little bit. Looks like Jim Barnes will take a timeout as a result.
22-21, Hawks with the lead, but Central Michigan's run off a few points in a row now to come within 1 as we're in the fourth set. Hawkeye fans, you can drive your team to a win this season by filling up with unleaded 88 with Quick Rewards at any Quick Star location. Fuel up with 8 gallons or more of unleaded 88 and you'll be automatically entered for a chance to win great prize packs throughout the season. Quick Star, proud partner of Hawkeye Volleyball. Iowa up by 1 on Central Michigan here in the fourth set, 22-21. Iowa 3 points away from victory of the set, which would give them a match win.
They're so close.
Yes.
Just need to find a way to finish. 3 more points.
What do you think a win like this for Iowa would do to finish it out in 4 without having this go 5? They've had a lot of 5-set matches so far this year.
I think it would definitely be a confidence boost for them, especially coming off a tough loss from Iowa State. And not having to go the 5th set, not having to go the distance just to get a win, just to finish in 4. I think it'd be a good confidence boost going into the rest of the weekend.
Central Michigan will serve. Iowa with the 1-point lead, 22-21, left to right. It'll be Gebhardt. Pounds the ball into the floor, takes a run at it, sends it over. Dennis passes it up, Mateo. She'll pass it near side for Moravec. Deflected at the line, now sent over. Good save there by the Hawks, but on one tap, hit back over to Central Michigan, and then an error there by their star, Amaral. She missed it. She hit it right into the net. We'll see if they give that a block or just an error.
A rare error by Amaral. She's still hitting .625, but
she's been outstanding for the Chippewas.
That's what the Hawks needed, for sure.
23-21, Iowa with the 2-point lead. Davis to serve right to left. She lifts it over. Set from the middle to the near side and down for the Chippewas.
Good cross-court swing there by Central Michigan. Darling was right there to dig it, but it just went a little wide.
Maidendorp had been quiet the first 3 sets, and now she's been a bit of a factor here in the fourth. 23-22, Iowa up by 1. Central Michigan serving left to right. Here's Darling, pops it up for a set now to Moravec. Moravec slams it in. Now past far side for Central Michigan. Bright, it's blocked at the net on Central Michigan's side. Nobody gets it for the Chippewas. It falls to the floor.
Tough error on Central Michigan's side, but the Hawks will take it. A little bit of a miscommunication on Central Michigan's side.
Everybody's looking at each other. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Nobody got it.
Crucial error in this point of the game.
Match point for the Hawks. Kaya Mateo, she'll serve it. 24-22. Mateo, the run, the serve, and it hits the net. It wanted to go over.
Another tough error at this point of the set. You want to finish on a good point. So let's see if they can get a kill here.
Yeah. Still match point for Iowa, 24-23 here in the fourth. Amaral to serve. From the left hand, she sends it over. Ortega sets it for Moravec. Blocked down. Dennis saves it. Ortega back over for Deary. Passed forward for Central Michigan. Dennis to Ortega. Near side, Moravec. Blocked. McSweeney pops it up. It's on Central Michigan's side. Here's a set to the near side. And the Hawkeyes cannot convert. It deflected off of Ortega and then Buettner, and we're tied at 24.
It's a good kill there by Casson. That's her 16th kill. She's leading the way for Central Michigan. Tied at 24. Let's see if the Hawks can find a way to finish.
Coach Barnes appears to be challenging a call here. He went over to the sideline and pulled up the green card, so we'll have a challenge.
Looks like maybe if somebody was on the net.
We unfortunately do not have a monitor, so we don't get a good look at it. I don't know if your eyes are as good as mine trying to check out that replay monitor from however many feet away.
You know, I had the front row seat for Iowa State. I was kind of peeking over Dane's shoulder, but.
Yeah. Boy, this would be a big swing one way or another, because it'd be all be curtains. It'd be a win for the Hawks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be 25-23. As it stands right now, it's 24-24. But if they overturn a call somehow, that would be a way to win it.
It's always tough when there's a challenge on the last point of the game, because the celebration is not quite as exciting, but, you know, a point's a point. So let's hope it's in favor of the Hawks.
The call would have to be overturned. There would have to be some reversal of a call. They're taking a long look at it. Currently tied at 24. We'll have to see. Officials stepped away from the monitor. Decision being made. And we'll see here. Where's he going to point? He points to Iowa's side. He points to the Hawkeyes side. Call has been reversed. Point to the Hawkeyes. Set to the Hawkeyes. Match to the Hawkeyes. How about that?
Love to see it. A little bit of a weird call to end on when there's a challenge on the last point, but like I said, a point's a point. We'll take a win.
Iowa wins the fourth set 25-23. So it's a 25-17, 25-20, 18-25, and then 25-23. Four-set victory for the Hawks this evening to start the Hawkeye Invitational. A dominant first set, a pretty decent second set, and then Central Michigan played well in the third, and a back-and-forth fourth that ends up in Iowa's favor.
I think everybody will be happy that it did not go to 5 sets. Got a little rocky there in the third, but Close game in the fourth. I think everybody was expecting that, but I'm happy to see the Hawks come out on top and not take it to a fifth.
Iowa improves to 5-3 on the season now, 4-1 here at Extreme Arena. We'll have a couple more opportunities for the Hawkeyes this weekend. Tomorrow against Missouri State at 6 p.m., 2 p.m. on Sunday against Grand Canyon. Head coach of the Hawkeyes, Jim Barnes, is making his way over. We'll talk with him to get his thoughts on today's victory for Iowa, a 4-set victory over Central Michigan. Head coach of the Hawkeyes, Jim Barnes, joining us now. Coach Barnes, congratulations on the victory this evening. Your thoughts overall on your team's performance?
Well, John, welcome to the broadcast. We try to get some different people in the game, and it's tough with rally scoring, and every team's going to keep fighting to the end. They turn the momentum on us, and it's tough because you're trying to get some people experience, and when you do, it can bite you. And it did, and luckily we fought back the momentum and finished it off.
The first set really came out firing. Were you expecting that? You have the tough loss on Wednesday, but then turn right around. There was probably no doubt in your mind that your team was going to come out inspired in that first set.
Yeah, I knew we were coming out ready to play. We, were using, that energy from Wednesday that, we felt like, we could have won it, could have swept them. Call goes our way at the end of that game. We do sweep them. So, we were really fired up yesterday, and we were fired up to start the match. And, I get our team out of sync because I'm trying to play different players, and, we just didn't respond well. And to their credit, they played much better.
That fourth set, what did you see from that? That was the set where there were all the runs, really. We started really hot, and then Central Michigan went on a little bit of a run on their own. What did you see in that?
Well, both teams were serving tough and passing poorly, so you were able to see those runs of points. So it was whoever was going to keep it together on the serve-receive line. And then to their credit, Anna running that slide, they started digging every ball. And Caitlin, too, came back in the game, and they were digging her, so two of our best hitters. And so they really fought hard to the end. Credit to Chippewas.
Who impressed you the most from your team today?
It's tough when, I was impressed by our team as a total in the first and second sets that we came out and played like we could. So it was a team effort in those first two sets. And then, again, you can't take anybody lightly. There's so many upsets across the country because every team's fighting to the end.
A couple more opportunities at home, Coach. Let's pack Extreme Arena, 6 p.m. tomorrow against Missouri State, 2 p.m. on Sunday against Grand Canyon. Congratulations on the win, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, John.
Head coach of the Hawkeyes, Jim Barnes, on our post-game show from Extreme Arena. Tonight, Iowa wins in 4 sets, 3-1 over Central Michigan, winning the first set 25-17, the second set 25-20. The third set went to Central Michigan 25-18 before the Hawkeyes finish things up 25-23 to take the match today. All right, Reagan, your final thoughts on this one here today?
I think the Hawks played really well. They had a balanced offense, and we saw that against Iowa State too, but I think tonight it was more in effect. Davis and Deary leading the way with 11 kills, Moravec with 10, Buettner with 9, McSweeney right behind at 8. So all the hitters were playing really well. They found a way to kind of mitigate Central Michigan's setter. She's a great player and was very offensive, obviously, as we saw. But, really balanced effort by the Hawks. And even though it was a tough third set, they found a way in the fourth to finish. And they found a way to not take it to 5. And I think that shows a lot about their drive and kind of a good kind of bounce into this weekend and as we get closer to Big Ten season.
Growth and steps in the right direction. The Hawkeyes will take on Missouri State tomorrow, who is 4-3 on the season. They dropped their contest with Grand Canyon earlier today here at Extreme Arena. So Iowa and Missouri State tomorrow at 6 p.m. Okay, Reagan, that was my first time doing volleyball. Thanks for sticking with me. I don't think it'll be my last. We'll keep getting better as a team as this goes along. So appreciate all your support on the first broadcast.
I think you did great. I think everyone listening would agree too. Yeah, it was really fun.
All right, well, let's keep it rolling. Hawks win today 3-1 over Central Michigan. That'll do it for our coverage of Hawkeye volleyball on the Hawkeye Radio Network today. Again, Iowa wins it over Central Michigan here at Extreme Arena. Iowa 3, Central Michigan 1. The Hawks win it in 4. My broadcast partner, Reagan Coyle, I'm John Leo saying so long from Extreme Arena. Iowa and Missouri State tomorrow at 6 p.m. Every day's a great day to be a Hawkeye. Some are just a little bit better than others. So long, everybody.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this has been Iowa Hawkeye Volleyball, brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Wellmark, you're listening to healthy coverage of the Iowa Hawkeyes from Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield, University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives, and by Homewood Suites and Home 2. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.